Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Let's Talk with Dr. Wendy, the professional development expert. Your community, your issues. Real talk on Blog Talk Radio. And now your host, Dr. Wendy.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk with Dr. Wendy, Real Issues, Real Talk on Blog Talk Radio. I'm Dr. Wendy, as you all know, and I will be your guest this evening. I'm so happy that you're here and joining me here this Tuesday evening. It's 9 o'clock. I'm in Houston tonight, and I'm really excited because we have an awesome topic that we're going to discuss this evening. I have an awesome lady that's going to be on my show tonight, and we are going to talk about modeling and how to start your career. And I got to share this with you. I love Facebook. It's awesome. As soon as I put her information out there, I started receiving messages and notes and phone calls about this topic immediately. So I'm really excited about sharing this information with you this evening. However, before we get started, I just want to let all of you know the various options that you have to dial in and to go to the chat room, and so you can ask my guests some questions this evening. So first and foremost, you can dial in, call in, send questions at any point in time during the show. There won't be any specific time I'll take questions. You have a couple of options to reach us. Most convenient way, if you're by a phone, if you're on your computer, you can always feel free to dial in. My number is 347-326-9755. You also have an option on my website. You can go straight into the chat room, and you can just simply type a question in the chat room right now, and I am going to take any and all questions that you have. So at any point in time, you can go into the chat room and just free to type a question in, and I will ask my guest. You can also hit me on Facebook, ladies and gentlemen. You can send me a message via Facebook. I'm also on Twitter. And those of you that are fortunate enough to have my phone number, you can send me a text message as well. So you have multiple ways to contact us this evening, so feel free to reach out in any capacity. Now, without further ado, let's delve straight into the topic because I am starting to get questions already. I love it, I love it, I love it. Keep it coming, keep it coming. Tonight, I am really excited. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to have an awesome, energetic, beautiful lady on my show this evening. Her name is MsDenishia. I actually met her a couple of weeks ago when I was in Minnesota. I was at a women's appreciation banquet, and she was one of the ladies that was being honored at this event. When I met her, saw her bio, immediately I said, I've got to have this lady on my show because she has an awesome program. She has valuable information that I knew that people would be willing to want to hear just based off the people that I know that are aspiring models and actors and actresses that are looking to take their career to the next level, but just really don't know how. And this young lady, she has modeled for national ads such as Target, Best Buy, Baby Phat, Betty Crocker. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. So without further ado, I'm going to give her an opportunity to brag about herself, talk about herself, because she's done some awesome things here nationally. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome MsDenishia to my show. Lady, are you on the line?
I am. Thank you, Dr. Wendy. Thank you. And thanks to the listeners for tuning in.
Absolutely, absolutely. So can you just please take a moment and just tell us about your story. Give us some history about yourself. Just give us your bio, please.
Okay. I am originally from Tulsa, Oklahoma, so basically next door to Texas.
Wow, okay.
Yes, I'm originally from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I always wanted to be a model. It was something that I dreamed of. So let me tell each and every one of you that is interested in getting in the modeling, acting industry, entertainment business, you can do it. Chase your dreams, and remember, they will not chase you. So you have to chase your dreams. I chased my dreams. I went from Tulsa, Oklahoma at the age of 19 to New York, okay? And when I was in New York, I actually entered a pageant, so to speak, and quickly realized I was not a pageant girl. Pageants are very different than modeling, okay? So as a pageant attendant, I found out that, okay, I love being on the runway and, doing the model portion and the dresses and the gowns and all that. But then I realized, okay, this is not going to get me where I want as a model. So I quickly realized that, and then I found an agent. So I entered a different competition, which was strictly about modeling, and that's how I found my modeling agent, okay? And I didn't have to pay a ton of money at that time. I was sponsored by a photographer. And I basically told him, I said, I really want to do this, but I don't have thousands of dollars. And he really believed in me, and he was like, you know what, we will sponsor you. Well, at that time, I was blessed to have family in New York. So I went to New York and stayed with them and entered the competition, got an agent, and moved to New York. And it kind of took off from there. But it was a lot of trial and error along the way. And that's why I developed my program to help with the hard knocks that some people encounter trying to pursue this career.
Okay. Now look, I'm just going to. This whole topic was really interesting to me because I'll tell you, several years ago, when I was living in Milwaukee, when I was a teenager, I actually went to John Robert Power's modeling school. It was down on Water Street at the time, and at that time I was tall, I had the aspirations of being a model and wanted to do different things, but I will tell you, my parents were not educated on the process. I saw the commercial on television and said, okay, I want to go to modeling school. I want to go to John Robert Powers. That was the thing to do. That was the in school at the time. So with that said, tonight I'd like for us to, considering the questions that I'm getting, just looking at the questions overall here, there are people that are interested in going to modeling school, but they just do not know what's considered a good school because, the marketing, you see the commercials on the television, you see the marketing, you see the pamphlets, and it's so easy to get sucked in, and you end up spending a lot of money, and you're treading, and you're not getting anywhere. And unfortunately, that's what ended up happening to me. I went and my parents were spending money, and I saw pictures and makeup, and I remember I had this big beige and black, big giant bag. From John Robert Powers Modeling School with the makeup and all the toys and all the crap and all the stuff in there that went along with the thousands of dollars of fees and so on and so forth. And, I didn't go anywhere. It didn't do anything. But, just looking back on that and seeing the number of girls that were in my class, I mean, there had to have been almost 30 girls in the class. And
wow.
It was a big class. I'll never forget it. It was a big class and, the heels and how to walk and all these things. So I'm saying all that to say there are people that are listening tonight that really want to know what does it take to find a reputable school? What are some of the things to look for when you are looking for a school? Because I know several years ago when I went through that process, I know I did not do and take the necessary steps because my parents were not educated on it. So can you just shed some light on what people need to look for? And let me go even further. Is it even necessary to go to modeling school?
Great question, Dr. Wendy. Like I said, when I went to New York, I had some hurdles that I had to kind of jump over, but I was fortunate because of the competition and because I was sponsored. I had an agent, named Grace Del Marco out of New York, and she said, if you ever move to New York, I will represent you. Well, lo and behold, I was moving to New York, and I went to New York, and she kept her word. A lot of people in this industry do not keep their word. This lady kept her word and took me in as a professional model, and she was a real agent. She did not charge me, I was responsible, however, for getting my own portfolio done professionally. That's where a lot of models and actors take the downfall because that is your resume. Your pictures are your resume and your ticket into the door with an agent and also with clients.